Who was the most unexpected threat to your child? I always thought the biggest danger to my daughter would be some creep online or a drunk driver running a red light. Never in a million years did I think it would be the person I paid to help us. My daughter Iris was 10 when her school had this lockdown drill that went really wrong. Some kid pulled the fire alarm during it as a prank, and the whole thing turned into chaos. Kids were crying, teachers were yelling, and Iris came home that day different. She stopped sleeping through the night, started having panic attacks before school. I knew she needed help, but I also knew I had no idea how to give it to her. So I did what any desperate single dad would do. I found a therapist for myself. Her name was Rhonda, and she specialized in helping parents deal with childhood trauma. She had great reviews, a fancy office downtown, and this calm voice that made you feel like everything would be okay. For 6 months, I told Rhonda everything. About my divorce, about how I barely knew what I was doing as a parent, about my own childhood stuff I never dealt with. She was smart and funny and made me feel like I wasn't completely screwing up my kid's life. I trusted her more than I trusted most people in my life. Then one session, Rhonda said something that caught me off guard. She wanted to meet Iris, just once or twice, she said, so she could better understand what I was dealing with and guide our sessions. It felt weird, but she was the expert, so I said yes. The first meeting was fine. Rhonda asked Iris about school, her friends, what she liked to do. Iris seemed comfortable. We did 2 more sessions like that over the next month. Short, casual, nothing intense. Then Rhonda asked if she could text Iris directly sometimes, just to check in and see how she was doing between our appointments. I hesitated. Something felt off about it. But Rhonda explained that it helped kids feel like they had their own support system, separate from their parents. She called it building independent trust. I didn't want to be the overprotective dad who got in the way of his kid's healing, so I agreed. That's when things started changing. Iris began pushing back on everything. She refused to go to bed at her normal time, saying she wasn't tired. She stopped eating breakfast, claiming she didn't need it. She stopped calling her mom on weekends, which had always been part of our custody agreement. When I asked her why, she just said, "Ms. Rhonda says I should do what feels best for me." I called Rhonda to talk about it, but she said it was normal for kids to assert independence during therapy. She told me to give Iris space and trust the process, so I backed off even though my gut was screaming that something was wrong. 3 weeks later, I was putting laundry away in Iris's room and saw her tablet open on her bed. I wasn't trying to snoop, but I saw Rhonda's name at the top of the screen. My stomach dropped. I sat down and started reading. The messages went back weeks. Rhonda wasn't just checking in. She was telling Iris that her parents were emotionally manipulative, that we only loved her when she behaved the way we wanted, that she needed to start thinking about what kind of life she wanted, separate from what we told her to want. There were voice messages too, hours of them, all saved to some cloud account I didn't even know existed. In one message, Rhonda told Iris that her anxiety wasn't from the lockdown drill. It was from me and her mother controlling her too much. She said Iris needed to start setting boundaries with us, even if it made us angry. She was coaching my 10-year-old daughter to see her own parents as the enemy. I felt sick. This woman I had trusted with my deepest fears had been using everything I told her to manipulate my kid. I screenshot everything and called a lawyer that same night. 2 days later, I filed a formal complaint with the state licensing board. They opened an investigation immediately. Turns out I wasn't the first parent to report Rhonda for crossing boundaries. There were 4 other families with similar stories. She had been doing this for years, inserting herself into kids' lives and positioning herself as the only person who really understood them. Rhonda lost her license 6 weeks later. The board found she had violated multiple ethical codes, including maintaining dual relationships and engaging in behavior harmful to clients. She tried to fight it, claiming she was just trying to empower children, but the evidence was overwhelming. Iris needed real therapy after that, the kind that actually helped instead of tearing our family apart. It took months for her to trust another adult again.